Okay, guys, welcome back. Today is the lecture number 19, and today we will discuss the introduction to double entry bookkeeping. Okay, so think of bookkeeping as the diary of your business. Okay, and every time money comes in or goes out, you write it down. But here's the twist: in accounting, you don't just write it once, like you write in your diary, but you have to write it twice, and that is why it is called double entry bookkeeping. Okay, now bookkeeping, the bookkeeping is the systematic recording of the financial transaction of a business. It involves the balancing of financial transaction as well as recording them. So this means that bookkeeping is simply the process of recording all the financial transactions of a business. Imagine, let's say you are keeping track of your every rupee you spend and earn. So it's systematic, mean you do it in organized way so nothing gets lost. By the word systematic recording, we mean that you organize the transaction in a way so nothing get lost, right? For example, if you buy tea for your office and you record that expense, if you receive payment from a client, so you record that income, and this is a standard and organized way. Then you have double entry bookkeeping. Double bookkeeping entry, if you see here the definition, that the standard accounting practice of for recording financial transaction, and it is based on the concept that every transaction has dual effect, that is therefore entered, means recorded, into separate account. So here is the golden rule, which means that every transaction has two sides. One side is called debit, the other side is called credit. So this is based on the duality principle, the idea that every financial involved effect, it leads to account. So think of it like this: if you give something, you must receive something in return. Okay, then you have ledger account, and ledger account, or a series of separate account, and a ledger, historically huge bound book. Okay, so if I explain this in a simple word, then I'll say like this: ledger account or like a separate notebooks for each type of transaction. For example, you have one account for cash, you have one account for your inventory, you have one account for your expenses, you have one account for your income. So each account is drawn like a T account. The left side you will have a debit, the right side you will have a credit. Okay, so one account is used for each type of transaction, and each account is divided into left hand sided and right hand sided, and we call it a debit and a credit. So the left side will be your debit, the right side will be your credit, and these are traditionally depicted as a T account, or I will discuss this later in this chapter. And I have told you that this a T shape. So on the one side you will have debit, and the other side you will have credit. Now the debit and the debit credit balance. Here is the key, that total debit must always equal total credit. I'm saying that your total debit must always equal to your total credit. So that balance keeps your books accurate. If they don't miss, they don't balance, so you know something wrong. So it must be balanced, right? Now, if you see here, every financial transaction gives rise to accounting entries, a debit and credit entry, and different ledger account. And debit entry are entered on the left hand side of the T account, credit transaction on the right hand side. Now, the total debit value in a transaction always equal to the total credit value. This is based on the divisibility principle. We have discussed this before in the previous lecture. It might be, I think, 17 or 16 or 18. Okay. Now here we have, for example, a business buy inventory with cash. So the business gains a new asset but lost cash. Lost cash means you are gaining one asset and you are losing the another one. So the two ledger accounts are affected, namely the cash and the asset account. Okay. Imagine you run a small shop. Okay. You are running a small shop and you buy inventory, let's say worth 10,000 using your cash. So you gain inventory, which is your asset, and you lost cash, which is your asset again. So cash is your another asset. So it's mean that you are gaining inventory, which is your asset. You are losing the cash, which is your other asset too, right? Now, the two accounts are affected. The first one is your inventory account. So the inventory account will be debited with amount of 10,000 because you are increasing an asset. While if you look to the cash account, because you're paying the cash, so definitely the cash account will be credit, and because you are reducing your cash, and that is the credit entry will be entered in the cash account. So in your ledger, it looks like inventory account. If you have two accounts, so your left side will have a debit entry that will be the 10,000, and your cash account will have the right side, you will have the entry of 10,000. So your debit is equal to credit, mean your debit balance 10,000 is equal to your credit balance of 10,000. And you have to understand that why this is matter. Double entry bookkeeping makes sure that your record are accurate, mean there is no missing money. Balance mean everything check out and reliable, so you can trust your account. It's like having a safety net. Every transaction is cross-checked automatically. Okay, so this is all about the introduction of double entry. In the next lecture, that will be your lecture number 20, hopefully, and that will be about the expanded accounting equation. So we will discuss this in a very detail. Okay, thank you for watching.